Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our CAT's Facebook Live. I'm joined today by my colleagues,
Zita Maharaj.
Olivier Dupiton.
and I'm Valerie Ndueni. Today, we're going to talk to you about holiday job searching tips to give you some actionable items and tips on how to continue your job search during the holiday season. A lot of people think that because it's the holidays, everything slows down. It's not the time to look for a job. There are no job opportunities at this time.
Right.
But we're here to share with you that that's on the contrary. This is the perfect time to not only continue your job search or to start your job search if you haven't. So today we're going to kind of talk about different aspects of the job search and what you should focus on during this holiday season, and especially staying top of mind with employers. And yeah, Zita, would you like to tell us more?
I do, and I think it's a great topic because we kind of get boggled down at this time and we don't necessarily know what the best thing to do to navigate this. So it's right on top of mind for us in terms of it being the holidays around the corner. And in order for you to stay top of mind with a current or future employer, updating your LinkedIn is always a great way to do that. You can start by seeking out other people's LinkedIn, get information, how do they seem positioned, what are they doing that you feel is right, and try to take notes and draw from that. What you can also do is really just reflect for a moment before you make those changes. Are you reflecting yourself and highlighting who you are to a potential employer the right way? You might want to seek advice from somebody to make sure that you're positioned properly, and also be mindful of the type of work you're looking for. So you might want to use words that are very useful in that field. You want to know that what the industry standards are, that you're also using those. And this is also a really nice time to refresh your resume. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to overhaul the whole thing, but by refreshing it, it could mean that, if you're thinking about transferring into a completely new field, what skills do you currently have on your resume that are transferable? Start to reflect, start to think about these things, and you can start jotting them down. You don't have to make major changes, but this will get you in that zone of wanting to continue to look for jobs. What is your personal development? Have you taken any trainings in this past year? Sometimes you need to think about these things for job interviews. What have you done? This is a great practice to kind of jot these things down so you're always ready. And then also, what actionable things did you do for your job this past year? Have you budgeted something? Have you done something that was a great example of leadership? Something that you're proud of that you might want to also include on your resume. And another great thing for you to do is set realistic search goals. The holidays are super busy, right? We're going out for other activities and holiday parties and all these things. So your time is already very tight. What you might want to do is set more realistic goals by, instead of 5 to 7 resumes per day, you might want to just lower that down to 2 or 3, but you're still putting in the energy and you're still making sure to refresh your cover letter and send out a quality resume. And don't forget, employers, like you mentioned, Valerie, are super interested at this time because they still have positions that they want to have replaced. So you will be top of mind.
Definitely. And I want to talk about a little bit networking. I think that is taken a little bit for granted. A lot of people, either they like networking or they are very, like not comfortable or scared of that topic or going and meet new people. But people actually do it all the time. Now, mostly in the holidays coming up, this is people might actually spend more time networking without them knowing it than they actually do during the whole
100%.
year. We're talking about event at work, holiday parties, parties with family, any types of gathering. Those are the times where you should be mindful of the people that you'll be speaking with. You should be mindful of your pitch. Make sure that you articulate your pitch. Make sure that you're not just talking as if you're just Olivier, that is the brother of David, but mostly Olivier as the career advisor. So you get that so people can think of you as who you are as
you
a professional.
Plant that seed as a professional.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's really a great moment for everyone to actually spend the time, revise their pitch, practice it a little bit.
Right.
Obviously, you're not going to make it the topic. Hey, by the way, I'm looking for a job here. Can you help me? But more of letting everyone know where you are heading, in the new year, and then what type of opportunity you're looking for, and mostly just mention how you can bring a solution to a need. So I think that's I just want to say I want to give kudos to people, because even the ones that don't like to network, I just want to let them know that they are doing it already.
Absolutely.
So take that opportunity, be mindful, and then you never know who you might be next to.
Yeah. And it's like striking a balance, right? Because you still want to go and have a good time, but you also want to be mindful of what you might be consuming. Because if it's a work party, or it's a colleague or a friend who's invited you somewhere that you don't know everybody 100%, you might want to be mindful of, if you're consuming alcohol, how much you're consuming, right? Because first impressions always matter. And even though you're not going for a job interview, you don't want to think, oh, by the way, the first time they met me, I may have said something inappropriate, or you don't remember what you said, right?
Definitely, and although there will be a few glasses of wine involved, but at the same time, people can be themselves. As long as you know that you need to always take care of the first impression, but be yourself. That's what's gonna separate you to others as well.
Absolutely. And what I think a great idea, I'll piggyback off of that, is follow up after. So if you go to a holiday party, it's a great time to send a greeting card or a greeting email, right? Snail mail may not be for everybody, but it's a super nice touch. And that's a great way to circle back to the concept of being top of mind. So somebody would say, what a great gesture. I just met Olivier and Valerie, and they sent me a nice note. That's so wonderful. I can't wait to either collaborate with them or work with them, or see how we can work together in coming months or the future, right? So that's a really great way. And also, when you're networking, even in a small setting, you might forget the person or qualities that the person has, right? So one really fun thing to do, and I'm sure we talk about it often, is jotting down a note about the person. You can take your phone out. If you won't have business cards necessarily at a holiday get together, right? Take out your phone and write a quick note to self. I met Valerie and Olivier, and we chatted about X qualities or Y things. So when you talk with them again, you kind of pick up that conversation and you remember them, and it goes a long way. It'll show that you are showing them that you're remembering them as well.
Yes, yeah. I mean, definitely, it shows that personal touch when you can remember somebody's name, and then when you want to follow up, we got, like, if it's on LinkedIn, you don't want to just send a LinkedIn invite. You want to personalize the message. Remember, Zita, I met you at this event, and we talked about this topic. So it's your experience or your career paths. It's amazing, and I would like to stay connected with you. So it has to be something that you speak, you spoke with the person, that kind of, show that you paid attention, and then it's more of a warm connection.
Right, like it's organic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. If I might add as well with LinkedIn, there's always those people that you'd love to reach out to and you haven't, and it's been a while since you've messaged them. The holidays is an excellent time to kind of send a greeting to that person.
That's a good idea.
Because you're not really asking for a job. You could just kind of reestablishing that relationship, and what better way to use the holidays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And definitely. It's a practice that I've done. I'm sure you guys have done the same. At the end of every year, all the employers that I've met with, talked with, sometimes students, just people, just in general, because what we preach in networking, don't make it a transaction, right? So also contact the person just to wish them, happy holidays. Hope you and your family have a great one. This is a genuine one, but at the same time, you stay top of mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. But there's something also about like gratitude and being gracious around this time frame. That just sending a note to somebody makes you just seem so much more warm and inviting. It keeps you top of mind, but it also shows who you are as a person. And if somebody is looking to make a career change, or they are thinking about, meeting somebody or networking with individuals they don't really know well, it's a great opportunity to kind of show them where you're coming from. And LinkedIn, using that strategy, is really great. And also in terms of being gracious to the space that you're in. So, being gracious to your hostess or whomever. And it really goes that extra mile, because when and if you plant that seed of I'm looking for a new position, they'll be like, oh, Olivier, he was super helpful, and I could see him just, taking a leadership role, and Valerie was so insightful in the conversation. So even the engagement that you have, if you're gracious in that, it'll go a long way.
Yes. Yeah. And also, if we can talk about one more thing in terms of one way for you to actually give your time or get to meet people is maybe at those, in those gracious time, that, as you mentioned, volunteering.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you can go to an organization such as Sun Youth or Moisson Montréal, where you get to volunteer a day or two, where you and other colleagues and other professionals from different companies come in and wants to give some time to help, this is a great opportunity to meet those people and then to show something different about you. Those are the conversation that starts. So, hey, tell me about yourself. Oh, you work for McGill, or let me know more. Then you have an opportunity to show who you are and what you can do. And then you never know, maybe that person will introduce you to someone. But at the end of the day, you are also doing something just from the heart. And you know, and I'd like to believe that, you know, when you give back, in some way it's going to come back to you.
With no preconceived notion, right? And if it's okay, I can give a personal antidote. I did something very similar where I offered my time while I was looking for work one time, and the people that I met at the event, it was a workshop, and the people that I met were super inspiring. So I felt full, you know, like I had a great experience, but also I met some really great life coaches. I met people that were doing and, you know, planting seeds of greatness into whatever fields they were in. And then I got to see myself aligning my goals and my career values and who I was fundamentally with what some of the organizations offered, and we started to collaborate over time. So I didn't go there for that. I just went to physically help out. But if we say it works, it's because we try it, you know, and we see that there's a benefit to giving it a shot.
Definitely.
Great. So whether you're looking for a job, even if you're happy with your current position, or you're kind of needing a change but you're not sure, the holiday times is a great time of self-reflection, right? For those of you who feel a little down in the dumps or you don't have a lot of family nearby, volunteering again, getting out there, networking, meeting people, speaking to people, and use that extra time to kind of look at your profile. Think about the upcoming year ahead and how you view your career. You know, sometimes we just go to work and we go through the motions and it's the end of the year, but start thinking strategically about your career and what you'd like to see for yourself in 2019, and use the holiday downtime to kind of explore that further, get informed, get inspired. Anything else, guys?
I definitely agree with you, and it's a good time to see what's out there, right? And how you see yourself in those positions.
Olivier, anything? Any last words?
Again, this might be, it's a great time. I'm just repeating the same thing a little bit, but it's a great time to think over the next year. What reflect on this year, you know, some of the things that you've accomplished and where you would like to go. You know, this is the time where most people might be thinking, okay, I need something new. I want a new challenge. It could be in the same work, in the same place where you want to work on different projects, or you would like to go somewhere else. So think about your goals and think about what you've accomplished, and then start positioning yourself, or make the New Year's resolution is mostly, how am I going to position myself in the next year to get the opportunity that I want? So it's you might not really actually go to all the networking events or prepare your pitch, but you can take the time to really prepare the next step for you. It's a good time for that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Happy holidays.
On behalf of CATS, happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.